in Chicago. Everybody gotta get down. Everybody gotta get down because they shooting. Everybody down. Look, these kids are running. They shooting. We can't have no fun in Chicago, man. No fun, man. This is terrible. I ought to throw a goddamn flag.
And I know for a fact a liberal somewhere would say like, it's not the time for a joke. If something happens so many times and it's so bad, there comes a time you're gonna joke to cope. Something that you don't understand. You don't cope, you rage.
Cause this y'all neighborhood.
This might be over with, because I gotta figure this out, man.
Appear to have been some kind of large gathering overnight. Chicago police confirming that 5 people were shot near 36th Street and Cottage Grove. Officers responded to the area around 1 o'clock last night, 1 o'clock this morning, I should say. Police say while they were on scene, officers heard gunshots and moved to the area of gunfire. That's where officers, they say they found multiple victims, and several ambulances and paramedics were called to help those who were shot. The victims' ages range from 17 to 36 years old, and we're told the 17-year-old is in critical condition. Citizen app video from the scene shows a large police presence near Ellis Park as Chicago police investigated. Police say that there were 4 guns that were found in the area, and a person of interest was also taken in for questioning.
There was a mass shooting in Chicago over the weekend with 5 victims and a 70-year-old boy in critical condition. It's over. The Democrats won't address crime. Time to send in the troops. I won't agree, because if you live in a city that crime keeps happening over and over and over and over and over, generally in democratic cities where gun laws are very strict, yeah, maybe send the cops, because when they did it in DC, crime went down.
The National Guard has to come here, even if it's for a scare tactic. They have to come here. There's no control. There's no law and order.
And so, look, we're going to remain firm. We'll take legal action. But the people of this city are accustomed to rising up against tyranny. And if that's necessary, I believe that the people of Chicago will stand firm alongside of me as I work every single day to protect the people of this city.
I don't have to say anything.
Many here in Bronzeville describe the neighborhood as on the come up, and they say they're not going to let the violence stop the positive work they're doing. For one woman, that means keeping kids healthy, active, and on the field.
Come on.
We gonna push through because it disservices the kids.
Alexis Hawthorne, owner of the top-tier university football youth program, says even gun violence won't keep her from serving kids in need. Their practice comes just a few hours and down the road from a mass shooting early this morning. 5 people were shot near 36th and Cottage Grove near Ellis Park, including a 17-year-old.
I don't understand how a teacher union can hold people hostage, but at the same time, since they are in power, we have more kids that can't read.
Folks in the hospital, whatever the situation was, it was senseless.
It is the second mass shooting in Bronzeville in the last 48 hours. The other happened on Saturday night near 35th and State, where 7 people were hurt during a drive-by.
The teachers' unions have dumped more than $43 million into far-left causes. AFT and NEA, total $14 million for one, $28 million for the NEA, to truly left-wing causes. I thought that these people were about teaching children.
No, I mean, education has nothing to do with their ambitions and goals and anything that they think about. It's all about, again, it's power. And they got all this money, disgustingly, during COVID. I mean, there was nothing more disgusting than Randy Weingarten holding the poor children to ransom by refusing to open the schools or reopen the schools unless the teacher unions got bucket loads of money. And of course, they didn't use that money to enhance education and make life better for students and teachers. They used it for all kinds of left-wing causes like gender-affirming care.
And their justification is, well, because of COVID, we couldn't give them class. Yeah, then why the heck did you have enough money only to support other social programs that doesn't help them with their education? Bengadilo, remember to subscribe.
Those like Alderman Pat Howell are taking action, telling ABC7 in a statement, "I have long asked for additional police manpower to deal with large illegal gatherings and pop-up parties that routinely occur throughout the Bronzeville neighborhood." It follows Mayor Brandon Johnson signing an executive order this week to avoid the Trump administration from sending the National Guard into the streets of Chicago.
Us as people, we can come together and fix it out on our own. We don't need no one to come here and, wreck shack our community.
Others think the troops could help.
I got kids, and I want to see the community better. I run every day out here. I exercise out here. So for the street to be safer, I think it's really good.
But Hawthorne says her football program does just that. Teaching kids a healthier way to have fun.
We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that these kids have somewhere to come.
And I think we have just identified the problem. Not the woman. The fact that you're focusing on football and distraction without tackling the possibility that the kid can still be shot while playing football.
Taking a page from Trump and signing this executive order, largely symbolic, requiring federal agents wear body cameras and uniforms and show their faces, declaring Chicago police will remain locally controlled.
We may see militarized immigration enforcement. We may also see National Guard troops. This president continues to go well beyond the bounds of the Constitution.
Trump citing crime in Chicago, pointing to 6 homicides last weekend, even as killings are down about 30% this year. Writing on Truth Social, the weak and pathetic governor of Illinois just said he doesn't need help in preventing crime. He is crazy. He better straighten it out fast or we're coming.
They're just looking to invade the city of Chicago. This is a part of his plan to do something really nefarious, which is to interfere with elections in 2026. He wants to have troops on the ground.
We begin with a breaking news update on what was a violent night for Chicago police. 5 women and 2 men were hurt in a mass shooting that was right outside of police headquarters. Our Sade Gray explains that wasn't the only incident.
A mass shooting happened right across the street from the Chicago Police Department headquarters parking lot. The cleanup process is now underway. The city's street sweepers clean up a mess that resulted in several people shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I dare to shoot in front of a police station, it's because I know you can't do anything about it quick enough. If I start beating a woman in front of a bunch of feminist rallies or whatever, I know because they can't do anything about it. The idea that somebody feels that power in front of you, maybe you're doing something wrong.
Police say a vehicle with multiple men inside went down the block, and at least one of the men opened fire on a crowd. Maddie Curry heard the gunshots.
All this pop, pop, pop. They were lit up on that side just like Christmas time coming. These cars were just lit up. They were all behind each other. All these shooting, I'm thinking the 4th of July.
And if I would bet money that there's a high chance it might be black kids or black people, I'm the bad one because I recognize a pattern, but I'm not allowed to call it out. People, I don't care what you think. I care about kids. Kids. You know how many kids just get shot? Like collateral damage? Come on, man.
All 7 people were shot and taken to the hospital in good condition. A few hours later, police say 3 men were shot in the Pilsen neighborhood. They were standing outside in the 1900 block of West 17th Street when someone came up and shot them all. 2 men were shot in the leg and are expected to be okay, but a 46-year-old man was struck multiple times in the body and died.
Only person shooting, caller says people have been shot. Nothing further.
So far, 5 have been killed and 31 people hurt during this Labor Day weekend. Over the past 2 years, violence has gone down for the holiday.
It sounds positive.
2023, 8 people were killed and 41 were hurt. Last year, 5 died and 26 were injured.
The whole idea that somebody says crime is going down. Last year it was 8 that got shot, but this time 7. That's bad news.
3rd Ward Alderman Pat Dow says in a statement, "We need to properly resource communities like ours in the 3rd Ward. I have long asked for additional police manpower to deal with large illegal gatherings and pop-up parties that routinely occur throughout the Bronzeville neighborhood." No one has been arrested in any of the shootings over the Labor Day weekend.
When you're the one that's defunding them, But instead of sending the police that usually defund, they want to send federal that you can defund. But some people might say it's dangerous.
My first reaction was that this is a good thing. I think that the governor as well as the mayor should be on board with it just so we can get a bit more of security in Chicago the way that we need.
The crime has dropped since 2024. Do you feel like the city feels safer?
No, not at all. No, especially with the police being defunded.
That's a good point. Crime is going down and the police arrive late. Come on, man. Then again, you can't hide it if it happens on Labor Day these days.
2023, 8 people were killed and 41 were hurt. Last year, 5 died and 26 were injured.
I can use so many statistics, and usually I go into the feminist direction to prove my point. If I say that about it's only 7 this time, we're doing great. Nah, man. And then you start wondering, where are the people protesting about this? Black people are dying. BLM, what you doing? Woo, hey, we need more cops. Shouldn't we protest? And wonder what they're protesting. Just what I thought. They're advocating for the values of America. LGBTQ, Palestine, Mexico. Looks beautiful. Not the people getting shot. Because this time it was black on black. Until it's white on black, then we'll do something.
Everybody down.
Mayor Johnson, you are a fucking coward. A real life coward. You worry about the people that's coming out there to help y'all have masks on the whole while the fucking masked vigilantes are running around shooting motherfucking football games up, you pussy bitch. I never trust a nigga with a mohawk. A grown ass man wearing a mohawk can get the fuck beat out of him. That's all he can get from me. Bitch ass nigga. Don't nobody respect you, ain't nothing going your way. Do you realize you are not gonna be mayor? You gonna become a regular citizen. What the fuck you gonna do then? Huh? You really sold your people out. This is why I love it, because I want our people to wake the fuck up as to who's been guiding our cities. These major cities that's fucked up, they all black ran. Every fucking last one of them. You got the kids laying down and kids running for their fucking life, and they supposed to be playing football and having a good time at the park, but they can't because needles and bullets everywhere.
I'm not advocating for violence, but I understand his feeling. And he's right. I've said this before, and it's a very horrible thing to say. I want people to see. And for people to see, I need to allow collateral damage. Why? Because the more I stand up, the more they call me out. But now that I'm not in the picture, just like this guy is saying, you are the only one there. You can't blame nobody else other than Trump. And you keep failing, and kids are dying. And now kids have to jump on the floor because people are saying football are better for the kids. But not the crime happening around them.
I'm signing an executive order today that will launch the Protecting Chicago initiative. This is a project that builds on the months of preparation that we have done that has led up to this very moment.
Protecting Chicago initiative. Protecting Chicago from what? A lower number of murders? A lower number of carjackings? A lower number of aggravated assaults? Are they protecting the city of Chicago from the federal government removing illegal immigrants who are costing that city hundreds of millions of dollars per year? What are they protecting Chicago from? Oh yeah, Trump. Because Orange Man bad. Whatever Trump does, we have to oppose it because it's Donald Trump. Chicago this year has a projected budget shortfall of over $900 million. It's actually $982 million. Last year, they had over a $220 million deficit. And since August of 2022, this city has spent over $570 million on migrant services. So they're already operating at a budget deficit, and they want to spend more money to take care of people who shouldn't even be here. They're here illegally, and they want to spend resources to take care of those people and allow them to stay here illegally.
The moment they start and treat other people better than you, in your face, affecting your kids. You should have waken up a long time ago. Ladies and gentlemen, you're a frog. They ain't cooking you slowly and you're not jumping out. You need to be jumping out because you're not on a barbecue. I'm just saying, vote freaking different, even if it looks Trump.
And remember this, the census counts people. It does not count citizens. So if they're housing people and wanting people to stay in Chicago and allowing people to stay there illegally, they are quite literally attempting to buy more federal representation. Or you could say they're indirectly buying more federal representation. Either way, it helps them get more political power. And they know that. Also, back to what I was saying earlier, Chicago is the #1 city for total murders. Every year for more than the past decade, Chicago has been the #1 city for overall murders. So if Brandon Johnson was really worried about keeping Chicago safe or protecting Chicago, he would be welcoming all the federal assistance he could get to make sure that people aren't getting murdered in his city, especially considering it's the #1 city in the nation for murders. I'm talking about raw number of murders. Chicago has faced a budget deficit every year for the past 20 years. On top of that, this mayor has a problem with personal accountability. He sued Kia for Kia's vehicles being too easy to carjack. I'm going to repeat that again. This man sued the car company Kia because their vehicles were too easy to carjack.
I remember this. This was so stupid. Imagine somebody robs my house and I sue the people that built my door. Like, it's too stupid, man. And funny. But it's really stupid. And I know it affects kids and whatever, but it's just too stupid. And he's the mayor.
I've yet to see this man talking about accountability. I've yet to see him saying, parents, be a parent and make sure your children are not out here carjacking people. I've never seen him say, hey, make better decisions about who you have children with. I don't see the accountability talk. And that is the crucial piece that is consistently missing that almost no one talks about. These people are ineffective and they love opposing Trump for the sake of just opposing Trump.
If you send the National Guard, it's gonna cost so much money. We can do this, we can get jobs, reopen mental health clinics, bada bing boom bash. Do you really think the people are going to trust you now? Do you really think I'm going to do this, I'm going to get the votes? Nah, man, you're gonna get the money and then still you're not gonna do it and you're gonna help the other people before the people that voted for you. Miss me with that.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam. Dur loqueta verdetta welcome.